Congratulations! You have selected a world-class serger from Jaguar, makers of superior sewing machines for nearly half a century. Though our name may be new to you, we've been manufacturing high-quality sergers for some time. Sergers that have been rated #1 by a leading consumer magazine. Fact is, Jaguar was the first to introduce home-use zigzag sewing machines in Japan. And since then, we've continued to develop innovative machines based on strict user demands. Today, we're proud to say that we've produced over 10 million machines. Now that you're familiar with our company, let us familiarize you with our product. You'll notice that during the demonstration section, we've included a series of icons positioned on your screen. These are designed to help you identify each category. Starting with the category threading, followed by 4-thread serging, featuring the 4-thread overlock and differential feed control, then 3-thread serging, featuring the 3-thread overlock, the 3-thread flat lock, the 3-thread narrow hem and the rolled hem picot stitch, and 2-thread serging, featuring the 2-thread rolled hem and the 2-thread overlock, and finally, decorative stitches, featuring the corded overlock, the pin tuck, and the decorative braid. The Jaguar Epic Lock 087DW serger comes with all the accessories you'll need, such as measuring tape, a pin cushion, extra needles, a screwdriver, a dust brush, and more. There are a few things to keep in mind when operating your new Epic Lock. Always position the machine on a flat surface and use a new needle for every new garment. You can use either domestic type spools or cone spools, but use only those of high quality. Use spool caps for domestic type spools and spool holders for cone spools. After sewing, clean dust and lint out with the brush provided and apply a few drops of oil. See page 30 of your instruction manual for further details. You'll notice that because the cutter unit can be opened, threading is made easy. First, slide the front cover to the right and pull down. Now, open the cutter unit by pulling the release lever toward you and lifting up the front presser foot. Other elements add to the Jaguar's operating ease. For pin tucking, decorative braids, and other cases where you want to sew without cutting, the moving cutter may easily be disengaged. Simply push the cutter release knob to the left and turn it toward you. Be sure that the fabric's edge is not wider than the over edge stitch width selected, or the upper looper and needle may be damaged. For ease in removing fabrics, raise the presser foot lever to release all thread tensions automatically. A foot pressure regulator, factory adjusted for normal sewing, may easily be adjusted to increase or decrease pressure. The thread cutter is built into the needle plate. Thread can easily be trimmed near the end of the fabric by pushing down the lever. The easy-to-use stitch length dial can adjust stitch lengths from 1 to 5 millimeters, R for rolled edge and P for picot stitch. The differential feed control dial can also be easily adjusted. Our tension control dials are located at the top of your machine. Depending on the type of fabric used, the thread tension may need to be adjusted. Turning the tension dial to a higher number results in a higher thread tension. A lower number results in a looser thread tension. Then there's our over-edge cutting dial. Over-edge cutting width can be adjusted from 4 to 7 millimeters by simply turning the over-edge cutting width dial. A standard width of 6 millimeters is preset upon delivery. Included as standard, our converter enables you to convert to 2-thread operation. Simply open the front cover and the working table. Now raise the needle to its highest point by turning the hand wheel toward you. Pull out the converter and attach it onto the upper looper. Remove either the left needle or right needle, depending on your project. Removed needles should be placed on the needle pad inside the front cover so as not to be misplaced. A converter diagram is included on the machine for easy reference. Another feature of our machine is the feed dog. As you can see, ours is longer than that of conventional machines. This results in smoother fabric feeding and excellent stitch performance. Also included is a tightening screw. When sewing extra heavyweight or layers of fabric, tighten the screw. A detachable lint tray is included to help keep your machine clean for maximum performance. You'll find that threading with the Epic Lock is easier than with conventional machines, as the front cover and the swing-away cutting unit open. For easy reference, a color-coded threading diagram coinciding with looper and needle thread color schemes is included on the inner panel of the front cover. Threading your machine must be in the sequence of lower looper, upper looper, needle, or needles. Raise the needle to its highest point by turning the hand wheel toward you and raising the presser foot. When threading the top thread guide, pull the thread from the slot on the lower left of the thread guide from back to front. Loop it over the top, under the slot on the right, and hook it in the groove through the tension slot. To thread the lower looper thread, draw the thread through the guides, pass the thread through the lower looper eye, and hook it around the guide. Leave about 4 inches extra thread. To thread the upper looper thread, feed the thread through the top thread guide. Pull the upper looper thread through the tension slot, draw the thread through the thread guides, pass the thread through the wire thread guide and the upper looper eye, leaving an extra 4 inches of thread. Jaguar makes threading needles easy too. To thread needles, feed the thread through the top thread guide. Draw the needle threads through their respective tension slots. Draw the thread through the thread guides. Thread the needles from front to back through the needle eyes and pull the thread toward the back, passing along the right side of the presser foot. Leave an extra 4 inches of thread. An optional needle hole threader increases ease in threading. Simply feed the thread through the thread guide of the needle clamp, then raise the presser foot. Raise the needle bar to its highest position and pull the thread, leaving about 4 inches clear. Lower the presser foot. Set the needle hole threader so that the hooking fork enters into the needle hole. Hold the thread with the needle hole threader using your thumb. Guide the thread into the hooking fork and pull the thread with your other hand. Move the needle hole threader backwards slightly. Take the needle hole threader off of the needle clamp. Pull the thread away from you. When performing the 4-thread overlock, the tension for the lower and upper looper threads and the right and left needle threads should all be set at 4, with an overedge width of 6 millimeters and the differential feed dial set at 1. To adjust the stitch length, turn the stitch length dial until the required length is acquired. The higher the number, the longer the stitch. You can adjust the stitch length from 1 to 5 millimeters, with the typical setting being 2.5 to 3.5 millimeters. Here we have the 2.5 millimeter stitch length. As you can see, raising the presser foot lever releases all tensions and results in the easy removal of fabrics from your machine. Now notice our differential feed feature. It is designed to minimize puckering and wavering and is effective for gathering. Puckering tends to occur on woven or sheer fabrics. To obtain pucker-free seams, set the differential feed control dial at less than 1. Wavering tends to occur on knitted or stretchable fabrics. To obtain waver-free seams, set the differential feed control dial at more than 1. Differential feed makes gathering easier on lightweight fabric. Use it on waistlines, sleeve heads, sleeve bottoms, and ruffles. Set the differential feed control dial between 1.5 and 2 for the best gathering results. For 3-thread serging, either the left or right needle will need to be removed. To remove needles, raise the needle bar to its highest point by turning the hand wheel toward you. Leave the presser foot down. Loosen the clamp screw and remove either needle, depending on your project. For the 3-thread overlock, all controls may remain as they were during the 4-thread overlock, with the obvious absence of one needle and its corresponding thread. A 3-thread flat lock may be sewn using either the right or left needle. When using the right, depending on the type of fabric and thread used, set the lower looper thread tension to 4 or more, the upper looper thread tension to 0 or any number to 4, the right needle thread tension to 0 or 1, and the over edge width to 4 to 5. When using the left needle, set the lower looper thread tension to 4 or more, the upper looper thread tension to 0 to 4, the left needle thread tension to 0 or 1, and the over edge width to 6 millimeters. Your machine also features a stitch finger, located inside the cutting unit. Remove the stitch finger when performing a narrow hem, a rolled hem, or a picot stitch. Do so by opening the front cover and the cutting unit. Remove the stitch finger from the needle plate using a screwdriver and store it in the front cover. For a 3-thread narrow hem, set the lower looper, upper looper, and right needle thread tensions to 4, and the over edge width to 4 to 5. Set the stitch length control dial to 1.5 to 2. For a rolled hem and a picot stitch, simply turn the stitch length dial to R or P to automatically set the tension. This eliminates the need to replace the needle plate. Both a rolled hem and picot stitch require 3 threads. In both cases, set the lower and upper looper thread tensions and the right needle thread tension to 4. The over edge width should be 4 to 5. For 2-thread serging, remove the upper looper thread and attach the 2-thread converter. For a demonstration of how to attach the 2-thread converter, review the Features section. For a 2-thread rolled hem, set the lower looper and the right needle thread tensions to 3 to 4, and set the over edge width to 4 to 5. The stitch length control should be 1.5. For the 2-thread overlock, you'll need to install the left needle, remove the right needle, and attach the stitch finger. Set the lower looper thread tension to 4 and the left needle thread tension to 0 or 1. And set the stitch length control dial to 2.5 to 3 and the over edge width to 6. The corded overlock can be used to strengthen shoulders, sleeves, or side seams when joining or sewing knitted garments. As a decorative feature, you can use knitting yarns. Contrasting colors can further enhance your garment. Snap the detachable cord guide onto the thread guide pole. Place a filler cord such as wool, yarn, shirring elastic, etc. at the rear of the machine spool pin. Pass the cord through the cord guides. Insert the cord through either the front or rear hole in the presser foot and pass it under and to the rear of the foot. Place the material to be sewn as usual. Start slowly to be sure that the cord is feeding correctly and increase speed as needed. For pin tucking, often using either a narrow 3-thread overlock or a rolled edge, fold the fabric along a line to be pin tucked and overlock sew along the folded edge, making sure not to cut into the folded edge of the fabric. Pull the ends of the thread to the underside and press. To sew a decorative braid using 3 threads, overlock over a cord or braid. Hold it carefully with both hands, making sure not to cut the edge. A variety of optional feet are available for your Jaguar serger machine. To change presser feet, be sure the needle is in the up position and raise the presser foot lever. Push the release lever. Now place the new foot on the needle plate, aligning the holes. Snap the foot holder into place. Our blind hem foot comes in 2 sizes, 0.5 millimeter for fine to medium fabrics and 1 millimeter for medium to heavy fabrics. Our optional elastic foot guides as it applies pressure to elastic with our specially designed tension-controlled roller. This enables you to control elasticity while serging. Our optional piping foot is ideal for decorating edges of collars, cuffs, and pockets. And our optional gathering foot sews and gathers 2 pieces of fabric together perfectly. This is just an idea of the wonderful pieces you can create with your Jaguar serger. We hope that you enjoy your machine for many years to come. For more detailed information on your Epic Lock 087DW, refer to your instruction manual.